I have a small version.
Yeah, this is the very big one, you know, we do things like this because, you know, our grandson needs something he can do with us, you know, and he loves it, you know. How old is he? He's just turning 12, and he loves it.
Good morning, everyone. If you'd take your seats, we'll get started. Today we're going to start with a gathering hymn. It is in the teal hymnal, but I haven't put it out. It's pretty simple. So I'm just going to lead it in call and response style. If I'll sing the line and you repeat it back to me. We're going to sing it twice through. The first time through we got like time for the time we share, and the second time through will be do for the food we share. So we'll all be good. So prepare yourselves and stand if you're willing and able. I'll use the microphone. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for this time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for all gathered here, and those far away, for the food we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome to Westside Unitarian Universalist Church. My name's Chris Edkins. I'm a member of the Worship Committee and I'll be leading the service today. It is our tradition as UUs that we regularly have lay-led services, and this is one of those. But we also have a good settled minister, the Reverend Carol Badeau, who frequently leads our services. If you came today hoping to see or to speak to Reverend Carol, I hope you'll come back next week when she will be in the pulpit. Today we celebrate our Thanksgiving service, and as is our tradition here at Westside, we do that with the bread communion. We see we have all this wonderful stuff that people have bought in to share. And if you are looking in from YouTube, we hope you will join in the communion with us. So if you want to just hop off, go and look for some bread and a cracker or some juice or an alcoholic beverage if you're at home that you want to use to celebrate the communion, you can do that. The bread communion is an ancient ritual that has its roots in the Christian history of our denomination. In it, we formally eat and drink a symbolic morsel. And in keeping with our UU principles, there is no test of creed in order to participate. You simply need to be part of this community today, and whether you are here in the building or joining us on YouTube on the live stream, or if you are joining us on YouTube later, you are free to participate. We have some announcements that are in your order of service, and I'll just draw your attention to some of those. On Monday, second Monday lunch, Monday, December 12th, at the Chop House on Kingston Pike at Franklin Square. If you are planning to attend, please contact Judy Burgett. Her email is in the order of service, or up on your screen if you're on YouTube. Or for Diane Gray, and her email is in the order of service. Westside pursues 2 service projects. One, Westside is writing holiday messages to inmates through an organisation called the Church of the Larger Fellowship. Those interested can write messages. And we did some of those when we were at the retreat last weekend. I know that Elizabeth Corbett has the pieces of paper, the templates that you can use to write those messages, so see Elizabeth Corbett. And 2, Family Promise has provided details about the 5 children we are sponsoring for holiday gifts. We can figure out how to divvy up the fun. I suggest maybe we shop separately and then meet at the church to wrap together. And Elizabeth Corbett is also coordinating that effort, and the email membership at westsideuuc.org is in the order of service. If you are passionate about economic justice and you want to help Westside reach out to the local community, volunteer to be an IRS certified tax prepper with VITA. That stands for Volunteer Income Tax Assistance. We help low-income families save money and apply for federal funding through the Child Tax Credit and the Earned Income Credit. We help the elderly by taking the stress out of preparing a tax return and promising them the largest refund they are legally entitled to. And if you're interested, you can contact Charlie Dudney. His telephone number is in the order of service or up on your screen. Book Club meets December 3rd at 10 a.m. on Zoom to discuss The Satanic Verses by Salman Rushdie. More information about this and our other RE offerings is in our weekly newsletter, and you can subscribe by using the QR code in the order of service. I'll now bring our singing bowl to mark our transition into our sacred time, after which our pianist Sandra Thomas will play our prelude for us. Thank you, Sandra. Lovely. Flaming chalice is the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. We light the chalice at the beginning of each service. And we also have some other candles up here that we light to mark all the violence that's happening in the world right now, the conflict in Ukraine, and to honour the people who have lost their lives because of their sexual identity. Our chalice lighting reading today is by Katie Gelfland, The Abundance of Our Lives Together. We light this chalice as a symbol of gratitude as we celebrate the abundance of our lives together. In this sanctuary, we harvest bushels of strength for one another and offer our crop with the hands of compassion and generosity. In the authentic and gentle manner of our connections, we cultivate a simple sweetness to brighten our spirits. May we be grateful for the ways we nourish and uplift each other, for it is the sharing of this hallowed time together that sustains us. And the choir is going to help me with hymn 349. You have the hymnals out if you would like to join in. It's We Gather Together, fairly well known. 349.
You're so much truncated.
Oops. 349, yes. Thanks to David and Alan for helping lead us. I have a reading. It's from the back of the hymnal, number 654, Impassioned Clay. Deep in ourselves resides the religious impulse. Out of the passions of our clay it rises. We have religion when we stop deluding ourselves that we are self-sufficient, self-sustaining, or self-derived. We have religion when we hold some hope beyond the present, some self-respect beyond our failings. We have religion when our hearts are capable of leaping up at beauty, when our nerves are edged by some dream in the heart. We have religion when we have an abiding gratitude for all that we have received. We have religion when we look upon people with all their failings and still finding them good. when we look beyond people to the grandeur in nature and to the purpose in our own heart. We have religion when we have done all that we can, and then in confidence entrust ourselves to the life that is larger than ourselves. This holiday of Thanksgiving has a theme of gratitude. And I have to say that when I look at holidays throughout the year, I don't often kind of get deeply into their themes. When I have a holiday I'm kind of jumping ahead. We'll have the offertory in a sec, but I'll just do my little introduction. We have a holiday like Veterans Day or 4th of July, that has a specific theme, like to honour the country where it began, or honour the veterans. More often than not, to me, it's the most wonderful thing about it is it's a day off work. But when we have a holiday, when I have to be up here speaking to people, I kind of try and think a little bit about that theme and sort of try to make that theme part of the holiday. So we're going to be talking a little bit about gratitude. But first we will have our offertory, which is for the sustainment of the church and for the wider community. Our Share the Plate partner for this quarter is SI, which stands for Serving Immigrants. SI is a local non-profit founded in 2022 that connects families who are seeking asylum with mental health clinics and immigration lawyers. Asylum seekers who go to court with a mental health assessment are over 50% more likely to remain in the US and not be returned to their dangerous home country. So please donate generously for the sustainment of the church and for our Share the Plate partner. Thank you. So the theme of this holiday, Thanksgiving, is gratitude. And I don't know whether you have a practice when you're gathering for your Thanksgiving dinner, whether or not you take time out of your day to practice some gratitude, but the origins of the Thanksgiving holiday, of course, were the gratitude for the harvest taken in, for the early Americans who were living off the land and did not have refrigerators and freezers. They had to rely upon the bounty of the harvest brought in and to preserve and can whatever they could to carry them through the winter. So this moment when the harvest had been brought in and then there was this pause before the winter came was a time to enjoy that plenty before you had to start tightening your belt a little bit to make sure that the food lasted through the winter. Of course, we don't really kind of have that now. We know we have this abundance year round. We can go to the supermarket and get asparagus, pretty much any time of the year, or apples any time of the year. But even as soon as, the days of my youth, we could not do that. We could only have the fruits and vegetables that were in season. But, we're so blessed nowadays to be able to have those things year round. But it takes away some of that, isn't it so great that we have this thing that's just in season for that short time, and we can really enjoy it for that few weeks and know that we're going to have to wait another year for the next one. I still have something like that. There's there's an Indian store that's on downtown west in Knoxville. As you going from Kingston Pike up towards Gleason Road, it's the one that's on the left-hand side of the road up by Bida, Saigon. And about towards the end of May and early June, they get in these Atufo mangoes that you can only buy by the case, and they are absolutely awesome. Now, I came across them completely by accident. I went into that store, I was looking for some ingredients for a dinner, and I was looking for mangoes, and I kind of grabbed one or two and to take to the checkout. So they said, no, you have to buy a case. So I bought a case and I made mango ice cream out of them, and it was absolutely awesome. And then I had mango with my yogurt for breakfast like every day. And I tried to remember to go back, but this year I completely forgot about it. I did not go and get my mangoes, so I missed out on it this year, so it'll be doubly wonderful next year. But so that's like the harvest festival and these things, you know, that used to be in season and that we just gathered them in, all this abundance, the pumpkins and the turkeys and all the rest of it. But of course, we also kind of extend that then to be a time, a holiday where we practice general gratitude for the wonderful things that we have in our lives, which of course, you know, are many-fold in our modern society. But I know that sometimes we kind of get this idea that while ever there's some bad thing going on in the world, you know, that maybe we find it difficult to practice that gratitude. And sometimes in our lives we can kind of get focused upon like a single thing, a bad thing that's in our lives, and it kind of magnifies and magnifies till it's all that we can pay attention to, and we lose sight of some of these things that are going on all around us that are the most wonderful things that we take for granted because they're happening to us all the time. And I'd like to take us through a little bit of a practice today, and then like comment a little bit on it. Years ago, I did a course, a mindfulness-based stress reduction course, which I've learned many wonderful things from and still practice some of those practices today. One of those things is called the body scan. And mindfulness-based stress reduction was developed by a Dr. Kabat-Zinn out in California for treating people who have chronic pain. And you will know, I'm sure everybody in here has experienced some kind of, acute pain. If they haven't experienced chronic pain, you know that if you hit your thumb with a hammer or whatever, you are not thinking about anything else other than the pain in your thumb for the next, at least the next 30 minutes, probably the next couple of days, as the bruise develops and all the rest of it. And for people who are suffering with chronic pain, their mind can kind of latch onto that pain, and it's all they see in their lives, and it gets more and more depressing as time goes by. The idea of the body scan is to go through every part of your body and take notice of what is going on in that part of your body. The idea being that if you're still alive, there's probably about 80% good stuff going on in your body, even if there may be 1% to 20% that's not going so good. So kind of bring your attention to some of the good things that are going on. So this body scan actually takes quite a long time, and usually, when I try and do it, I fall asleep. So it is also a really great way of getting yourself off to sleep at night if you can't sleep. So I'm going to just take you through a slightly shortened version of it today. Usually you start at the feet, and you will put your attention to begin with into one of your feet, say your right foot. And then you'll transfer your attention to the left foot. Then we'll go work up the body, the calves, the knees, etc. And we'll just take 5 minutes to sort of kind of go through, and then we'll have a moment of silence. But so if you wish, you may close your eyes, or you can keep your eyes open if you wish, and we will go through and we'll just pay attention to each of our body parts in turn as we go through. And if you're joining us on the live feed on YouTube or watching later, you can also join in with us on the body scan. So let's just start with our right foot and just take notice of if it's warm or cold, or if there's some tingling. Perhaps your feet are sweating in your shoes. As putting your attention in your feet is a wonderful way of relaxing. And moving to your left foot, just noticing any sensations in your left foot, any tingling or any pain. I'll move up to the left calf, noticing any tightness or pleasant sensations in your calf. Moving up to your left knee. Maybe there's some rheumatic or arthritic pain in your knee, or maybe it's just comfortable today. Moving up to the upper left leg. See if there's a sense of relaxation or tenseness in that huge muscles in the upper part of the leg. Transferring your attention to your right calf. Then the right knee. Then the big muscle at the top of the right leg. Transferring your attention to your hips and lower back. Lots of people have some low back ache or some hip pain. Just check out with your mind your right hip socket and your left hip socket. See how they feel today. Moving up into your mid-back. Bring your attention into your spine, how that feels. Move your attention into your abdomen. Maybe there's some gurgling noises, or maybe you feel a bit full still from your breakfast, or maybe just a sense of comfort. Bringing your attention up to your heart, so you can feel it beating in your chest. Maybe if you have some grief going on in your life, your chest feels a little tight, just breathe into that and breathe it out. Moving your attention up into your neck and maybe to your vocal cords. Does your throat feel dry, or maybe your tonsils are a little scratchy? Swallow and feel your larynx go up and down. Bringing your attention to your face. Is there any tenseness in your, are you frowning or grimacing? Just let those facial muscles relax and Just feel, what does your face feel like today? Bringing your attention up to your scalp. A lot of tension sometimes stored in the scalp. See how it feels today. What are you carrying there? Now just bringing your attention globally to your whole body. Seeing what bits of it today are giving you some trouble and what bits today are working the way you would like them to. Okay. Our lives can be like our bodies, where if there's one bad thing is going on, it draws our attention into it, that emotional pain, a disappointment or a fear that we have, until it grows and we can't really think about anything else. And the practice of making a gratitude list is kind of like a body scan for our life, where we can take a look at the different parts of our lives and say, yeah, this relationship is not going too well, but what is going well in my life? Do I have a roof over my head? A safe place to sleep in? Do I have enough food? Do I have transport? Do I have interests and hobbies that I enjoy? Do I have friends in my life, people I can turn to for help and advice, somebody I can call if I need to talk to somebody? And when we sit down and we go through and make a list of these things, these positive things that are going on in our lives, we can draw our attention, get more of a perspective on life, so we're not kind of so focused in on those annoying or frightening things that seem to consume our attention compulsively, that we just cannot let go of them. There may be some things that are not going so well in your life at the moment, but there's always something. If you're still alive, there's always something to be grateful for. So one of the things that we do in this service is our bread communion, where people come up and they take a piece of bread. Well, see, we've got all kinds of wonderful things here at the moment. People have brought in some breads. Would anyone like to share with us the story of their bread that they brought in today, if it has a specific significance to you? I'll bring the hand microphone around if anybody wants to use it. Does anybody want to talk about the bread that they brought in this morning?
I made angel biscuits this morning. They are yeast. They have yeast in them, so they have to rise a couple of times. And what was special about them this morning is I pulled the recipe out. It's written in my mother's handwriting, and that's where I learned to make them.
Thank you, Laurie.
I didn't bring it in, Suzanne brought it in, but about 10 o'clock last night, she said, we'll need to make the bread for tomorrow, and downstairs she went and brought me a slice, so I got a taste of it before anyone else at about 9 o'clock this morning. very good.
Thank you, David. Alice.
Glad to see you all here this morning. I brought a few muffins that were made from the zucchini that Jerry Thornton grows in his garden, and he is definitely a master gardener. And I happen to love chocolate chips along with the zucchini in the muffins, so there are a few muffins, mostly from Jerry's garden.
Thank you, Alice. Anyone else? Mary Frances.
Thank you. I brought a few things. I brought some of my cheddar green chili biscuits. That's what me and the kids had for breakfast, and they're wrapped in foil, so they should still be warm. If I didn't cut them up though, so I don't know if we want to do that or you guys can figure it out. And I also brought some, oh, thank you, cranberry goat cheese knots. We had some of those for Thanksgiving, and some sweet corn muffins. I totally believe that cornbread should not be sweet, so these are corn muffins. And also just some rolls from Old Mill Milling Company.
So yeah, I have a knife here. Did I miss anyone? Sorry, I came right back up here. I didn't ask if there's any more people. Okay. So as we prepare to take part in this sacred communion, remember that your own body has this miraculous property of taking in the products of other living things and the substance of the earth itself and turning it into a living human being. What was not me now becomes me. What was not you becomes you. What was not us becomes us. Sandra will play some music for us as we come up and we partake of this wonderful bounty that's has been provided for us. Thank you. No one wants to be first. chat comment from somebody online. Christina says they're sharing chocolate babka that she baked for Thanksgiving on the live stream at home. So I wanted today to share joys and concerns, which we're going to keep the live stream on today. So if you have anything that you don't mind sharing that will go out to the world, you may do that now. And if you have something more private that you would like to share, then after we've closed the service, and we'll share those. And if anybody from the live stream wants to put their joys or concerns in the chat, I will read those out.
I know it's not going to stun anybody, but we are considering ourselves engaged now.
So we got rings for each other for Christmas. I picked out the one I wanted for me, and Suzanne picked out the one she wanted for her, of course, but we paid for each other, so that counts as getting each other's ring.
And we're only half engaged because he still hasn't gone down on one knee. He's got to... there is that. Got to do it quick while we're young enough, you know?
Congratulations, guys. Let's see if there's anything. Don't see anything yet. Anyone from the live stream? Anybody else have a joy or concern they would like to share? Oh, Dwayne.
Well, I had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We had a great meal. I won 2 football games and a soccer game. And then I came home and I shopped for my Black Friday. I bought a lovely laptop for about $300, and it was delivered the next day. So that was a very good Thanksgiving day.
And I have a comment on the live stream that says, Curtis says, how gorgeous the piano is today, Sandra. And Christina says, yes, grateful to receive Sandra's gift of music.
I have a couple of things. One is, you probably, a lot of you know that several months ago we moved my mother into assisted living, and she seems to be doing well there, and I think they're taking good care of her, and that's great. And my brother and sister and I spent a week down there just a couple of weeks ago cleaning out her house, getting it ready for sale, and that was a very tiring and interesting experience. We found a lot of things that were, meaningful that we didn't know existed. But we did put our house on the market, and we accepted an offer already this week. So that's good news. That challenge is being dealt with. The other thing I wanted to mention was I'm glad we're having singing again for a number of reasons, but one of which is when I come in, I'd forgotten I used to do this, but every time when I come in, I open the hymnal that's in my seat to Who's There, and it's often people that used to be here that I remember, had not thought about in a while, so it brings up those memories, and other events that are really important. For instance, the one I got today was given by Dave and Ellen Greenwood to the West Side Choir because of the beautiful music they provided at their wedding, so that's nice to remember.
Thank you, Barry.
Chris?
Oh, well, I have so much to be thankful for. I hardly know where to begin. First of all, I'm thankful that Barry read what was in the front of his hymnal today. That is a wonderful memory from lots of years ago now. That was in 1999. And I remember that choir singing quite well. I remember Mary Donovan playing for it, and so many wonderful people singing that day. But as most of you probably know, Dave and I took what was really kind of a trip of a lifetime this fall, and we spent 5 weeks in Australia and New Zealand, and just had so many wonderful experiences. And I'm just so thankful that we had the opportunity and the wherewithal, and that COVID got to the point where we could do the trip, and so I'm very thankful that it worked out and was great. But I'm also thankful that we have home to come home to, and this community and our family, so it's wonderful to be home. And we had a wonderful Thanksgiving this Thursday with Andy and Christina and the kids and a family friend who joins us for Thanksgiving. So I have much to be thankful for.
I have another one from the live stream, which is, another couple actually. Christina says she's joyful that Nico was selected to participate in the Junior Clinic Honours Band this year. They put in a lot of hard work, and we're so proud. And Curtis says she's wrapping up the first semester in a dissertation completion program, long overdue and excited to be one step closer.
Well, like Ellen, we have much to be grateful for and have a lot of gratitude. Alice and I went up to Kentucky on Thanksgiving Day to visit my brother-in-law, who's 90 years old, in basically a nursing home that he's in now. And unfortunately, Uncle Lee has very bad dementia and very bad short-term memory. So we keep hearing literally his war stories, because he was in the Air Force and the Navy repeatedly, to put it mildly. But the other lovely thing was that his daughter and son, who are somewhat estranged from each other, both came down with their families, and so we all were able to meet together as a family on Thanksgiving Day. And then we spent the night up in Kentucky, and the next day we went to visit Alice's good friend Cindy, and lucked out and got to watch the soccer game, the U.S. soccer game, while we were there. But she had a house full of friends and family, so that was great too. And I also visited with my nephew, Larry, who's the same age as me. My nephew is just 4 months younger than me because my sister was 21 years older than me. And then to top it off this morning, while we were sitting around reading the paper about 9 o'clock, I got a text from our 7-year-old grandson. He says, "What's happening?" So we called him, and we had a nice chat with our grandson, and that was lovely. You want to add anything?
Okay, well, that was much to be grateful for.
Thank you, Jerry. And Curtis says, Ellen, so excited you were able to take the trip. It's been a long time coming. Do we have, yes?
Thank you. Like many of you, I have a lot to be thankful for, but I'm going to brag on one of my kids for a minute, and I don't know how happy he'll be, but yesterday, Starry got his first college acceptance letter, so I'm really proud, and I know that, we're hoping to get some more, but no matter what, he's going to have a good future, so I'm really happy and proud. He put in a lot of work.
Thank you. I will light one final candle for all those who are not with us today, either in person or on YouTube. If I can find a candle I can get lit. And for all the joys and concerns that remain upon our hearts unspoken. Sorry about that. Well, I'm going to close out the service now, but I'd like to do it with something that I learned a few years ago when I went to the General Assembly in, where was it? It was in South Carolina. And I took a music workshop, and I bought a book called, it's the UU Children's Hymnal, and in that hymnal there is what is called the UU Children's Benediction, and it's call and response, so you don't need to know it. I will call it out, and you can repeat it to me. And it's a wonderful thing, but I'm going to have to get you revved up so that you kind of got some enthusiasm. And so I'm going to do a couple of times. Like it starts out like this, right? It starts, well, 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 well. There you go. Not loud enough, you see. Not enough enthusiasm. You gotta really get into it. It goes, well, 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 well. Yeah, better. We'll carry on. Well, this little piggy. Believes in God. Believes in God. And this little piggy. Believes in the goddess. Believes in the goddess. And this little piggy. Believes in multiple deities. And this little piggy. Believes in long. And all us little piggies. We want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. We want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All the way home. I'm going to extinguish the chalice, but not the light or warmth of community that it represents.